very flat, but with a slight hint of a positive bias. But let's understand a little bit more about the technical setup of today's trade. We have Mr. Akshay Bhagwat joining us from JM Financial. Akshay, hi, morning, and thank you so much for taking the time to speak with us. While we're seeing some consolidation that continues for our benchmarks, the broader end of the market also is not doing all that well. In fact, the sell-off has intensified on the small cap end, which was the biggest loser yesterday and today as well, amid the sectoral indices. What's your call on the broader markets right now?
Good morning to all. So yes, it's a gap down start to the day, but if you look at the bank index, normally the bank index normally gives you the cues, the leadership cues as to how the day will pan out. So Bank Nifty somewhere is stable. Nifty is 0.5% down. But if you look at the technical charts on Nifty, we are exactly at 24,920 basis spot, which we tested a couple of days back, from where you had a recovery all the way till 25,240. So for intraday traders, the point where we trade currently is an immediate support zone. So for the next half an hour, 1 hour, we monitor as to how the support plays out. Yes, if it holds, then you can expect some recovery back again, with the Nifty trying to regain the lost ground and get above the psychological 25,000 mark once again. Even if it breaks down, it's not much of a concern. 24,800 is a massive support for the remainder part of the July month, and my sense is that support should hold. So yes, it's a negative start for the day, but looking at the bank index, I believe that the index might be trading sideways, not a V-shaped recovery, but don't see any major downsides, at least for the day trading from the point where we trade right now.
Akshay, what do you do with Bajaj Finance and FinServ now? Do you buy this decline, or do you sense the stocks could fall further?
For Bajaj Finance, so the immediate reaction has been negative, but if you see the next 30 minutes action, from the lows of 900, there has been a good recovery in the stock from the day's low. And even if you were to see from a broader perspective on the charts, there is a very strong support zone for this stock at the levels of 887 to 890 odd zone. So in all likelihood, the probability of a downside on the positional front also looks very low, going by the broader chart structure of Bajaj Finance, which is in a very healthy uptrend. It's just that it has been choppy off lately, but we are at near the supports. Today we might see a V-shaped recovery, but these are good levels to accumulate if you are a short to medium term trader. As I mentioned, 880, 890 is a strong support. So for traders, 870 should be a good stop loss. And if it recovers back again, you can expect the gap down, which we started off, to be filled, and Bajaj Finance back again getting around 950 levels.
The take on Bajaj Finance, but Akshay, along with that, what we are seeing is that the whole lot of NBFC space is indeed under pressure. Take at AB Capital, Shriram Finance, Chola Investment. These are some of the top losers in the F&O side. Any stock that you believe wherein the correction can be a little more from these levels?
Yes, this space has started off on a negative note, but if you look at the broader chart structure from a slightly 8 to 15 days perspective, I think they have been trading in a broader range. For example, let's say Shriram Finance, time and again there has been resistance at 700. There has been good support at the levels of 580, 590 zone. So it's more of a range bound trading, which you can see in all these in this particular scripts. And I believe that this particular trend is there to stay. It's more of a time correction which is on. So for intraday, yes, it looks a bit deep in terms of the cuts which it takes in terms of the gap down opening. But I believe but Shriram Finance should find support somewhere on dips around 590 to 600 zone. Similarly, for Chola Finance, I think this is better placed than a Bajaj Finance or a Shriram Finance, because we have tested the support of 1475, and on an intraday basis we are recovering from the crucial support zones from the day's low. So if I have to pick one chart out of the entire sector which have exposure in the futures and option segment, I think Chola Finance is a good pick. It is at its lower end of the base, recovering from its 200-day EMA from the day's low, and it's a good trade setup if you're a short-term technical trader. A recovery once again from the support sets this stock up for targets of 1600.
Okay, so that's a take on some of these financial names. But Akshay, what's your take on select pharma counters right now? Case in point being Torrent Pharma and Dr. Reddy's. Pharma is the only sector along with Realty right now that's in the green, and even amid the pack, it's Torrent Pharma and Dr. Reddy's that are outperforming the entire pharma space. What are they seeing on the charts? What are some levels that you're spotting?
So, if you look at the sectoral shift lately, it's before we had seen a sectoral shift in the FMCG pact, which is more of a pack defensive in nature, works well in choppy markets. A couple of days back, pharma sectors stocks in this particular pack have taken the lead. There has been some buying interest, which we have noted in selective stocks in pharma names. And today we are seeing this sectoral shift, which is more short term or momentum based in the pharma sector. So, yes, if you are looking stock specific action and how the day spans out, I think Torrent Pharma is right now trading at one of its most crucial juncture. If you see on the charts, the level of 3585 is a very crucial resistance zone. It is a breakout zone, and we have to see for the day whether it manages to get past this breakout or not. If it does, you can expect some massive up move from the current levels. So it's a bit dicey where it trades right now. So no fresh trade recommendations, but on a breakout above 3585, if you see strong volume supporting the price move, then definitely you can expect the stock to test levels of 3900 in the short to medium term. And talking about Dr. Reddy, which is the other stock you mentioned, it started on a very strong note. It has built a short-term support base at 1240, and in all likelihood, post forming this support base, the charts are suggesting that 1345 to 1360 would be the short-term upsides in Dr. Reddy. So if I have to pick one name among these two, I think Dr. Reddy is a better play stock. If you are chasing momentum, wait for the breakout in Torrent Pharma and accordingly take the trade.
Take on the pharma pack, but Akshay, the other space that is, or rather the other stock that is under pressure is actually UTI AMC. Yes, of course, the earnings have not been that great, but of late the stock has been a big mover, has shown great moves at least in the past 1 month. What does this correction mean for UTI AMC? It's a 5% decline.
Yes, I completely agree. There is a 5% decline the way this stock has started off. And I think the way the broader charts are placed with a 5% downtick for the day, I think it makes a lot of sense to just wait the dust settle and let this stock maybe correct a bit further, because on the technical charts, I think the support is somewhere around 240 to 45 zones. This is more of a short-term support which you can look forward to. So right now, would not recommend to buy, although there is a 5% dip and the broader chart setup is still stronger from the long-term perspective. I think a dip of around 2-3% further would make this trade more lucrative, and then you can hunt for buying opportunities in this stock.
Good to have you on the show. Thanks as always for your time.